something here. Good morning, everybody. That's right, it's morning. I was almost going to say good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. Jason Zaleski and Charlie Moore here. It is Scrimmage Day in Wisconsin. Football season just 6 days from now. And one of these teams, at least one that we know of anyway, Spencer Columbus, will play on Thursday next week. And we're very much looking forward to that. And we are here to kind of grab an eyeful of Scrimmage today. It's Scrimmage Day for us, too. This is practice day, practice broadcast number one of the year, unless I guess what we count Tuesday, because we were live for like a minute on Tuesday, right? But practice day for us, practice day for, I think we added up about 8 teams coming in here. We'll see a few of them. We won't see all 8, I don't think, but we'll see a few of them as we take a look on the field now, and it's actually... We'll turn the camera here to Spencer Columbus, and I'll let Charlie control the camera from here on out, at least while I'm talking. But Scrimmage Day here, Spencer Columbus on offense first as they scrimmage against the Stanley-Boyd Orioles, Spencer Columbus Rockets. And there are no such things as practice rosters, so you're going to have to fill in the blank on names out there. But we take a look at Spencer Columbus, and 2 things that we know right up front. They're in high school sports and college sports. There are always departures every year. You're only allowed to play 4 years, maximum, and sometimes you don't even get to play all 4. But obviously Gage Stratman at quarterback, Eden Jacobson running back, 2 key departures from last year's Rockets team. And we see Coach Gorst on the field. He is screen left in a red top and red hat. That is Spencer Columbus Rockets head coach Jason Gorst out there getting his team set up. And the first passing play we see in this scrimmage from the Rockets, and that pass is complete. And a pretty nice looking play there on the motion left, play action right, and a little sprint out bootleg. And a little toss to the corner to somebody. Again, there are no such things as practice rosters. So if you know you're watching whoever you're watching out here, you know their practice jersey number, entertain yourself with that. That type of information does not exist for a scrimmage. As again, we're here. This is our practice day as well as we get ready for the 2021 high school sports season. Over 700 broadcasts from start to finish at Zaleski Sports this coming year. We felt pretty neat doing 509 last school year, 509 last year, but over 700 this year. We were crazy to do it last year. Now this year we're just pure stupid. But we're gonna do the undertaking and see what we come up with. One thing you'll get is every Spencer Columbus football game, home and away. Watch it live at Zaleski Sports all year. Again, opening day for the Rockets is on Thursday, 6 days from now. They've got a home game on Thursday, and we will be there for it. It'll be myself, Charlie Moore, who's here to my right. Charlie will be on the headset a little bit later. And I think we're going to bring Trevor with us to help us produce, I think. Yeah, all right. We'll have a good time on Thursday. I think we've got 9 football games opening weekend. We've got over 80 football games in total, and then playoffs after that. So 80 on the schedule plus playoffs as the Rockets will pound it in for a touchdown here on their opening competitive situation against a different team. That's what we can say there. And now we're going to swing the camera, Charlie. We're going to swing it all the way here to the right, and we're going to take a look at Neillsville and Marathon. Neillsville coming off a 1-7 season last year, that one win coming against Osseo Fairchild. Competitive situation against last year, so back again and at it this year are the Neillsville Granton Warriors. And as take a look at some of the stats for Neillsville Granton last year, I didn't have the opportunity to call a Warriors game last year, so I had to refresh myself on things that happened with the Neillsville Granton Football Club last year. Reed Lehman now in his 3rd year, if memory serves. Reed coming over from Edgar, and back at it again this year. Talked to Coach Lehman on the field before today's scrimmage, and everybody's pretty positive down there. Again, finished 1-7. They were 1-6 in the regular season. Played seven regular season games last year, and then were ousted in. They were called playoff games, but to me, a playoff has got to lead to somewhere, and the playoffs led nowhere last year. Every team was allowed two exhibition games. Anyway, they lost that first 38-0 over to Stratford, and we'll have Stratford scrimmage coming up here soon. One of 6 scrimmages that we're bringing to you is, again, we practice on their practice. It helps us get better and ready for game day when game day shows up. So, again, Marathon in Neillsville here. Marathon on offense. Each team gets 12 minutes on offense, and then they switch. So you run as many plays as you can in 12 minutes. You go bonkers for 12 minutes, and you have a good time. So Marathon will a little pitch out here to the near side. Yeah, some good blocking there, and tripped up, as it turns out, by number 23, and then looks like we may have a Red Raider down, and we do. So we'll rotate the camera over here, and I'm going to take over camera, and I'm going to give the headset over to Charlie, and you'll hear Charlie Moore tell you what he sees on the field.
There's 6.5 minutes left here in this first offensive session here for SC. A pistol formation, and a handoff is tackled in the backfield. Blew right through the line and just took him down.
Okay. So just create a new. All you gotta do is just at the opening screen, just click create new. Or empty. Yeah, there you go. Where did you end up going? Yeah. Oh, okay. You were just the first one there.
A pass play. So up the middle and just long.
Okay.
Falls incomplete.
What I would have you do is, okay, do you need anything else from me? Yep. Yeah, so, okay, so stop there.
3rd and long here for the Rockets.
Okay, yep, so get your broadcast live, and then we can add all that other stuff after.
Handoff up the middle.
Yep, so camera's going layer 5.
The gain about 4 yards.
Yep, so I'll hang up. You just get your camera on, get your output set, and then take it live. And then I'm gonna text you Trevor's number. Trevor's actually doing tech support all day today, so I'm gonna text you Trevor's number. And if you need any other help, you can give Trevor a call. But you don't even have to. I mean, yeah, at some point get your commercial set up, but that's not a priority. Okay, thanks, man.
False start on the Rockets on their offensive side. Moving back a few yards. Which brings up 4th and about 16 with 3:57 left. Another flag on the play. This time is on Stanley's defensive side. Puts the Rockets about 4-11, right back to where they were just a second ago. A passing play is tipped. Defender falls into the ref and he takes a tumble. Okay. About 2:40 left here in this first offensive session. False start on the Rockets. Move them back 5 yards. A run up the middle.
Will Schlotke, perhaps? They keep saying go Will. Is Will still in school?
No.
Oh, different Will then. Oh, Will Gorse probably.
Oh.
Yeah. I think so. Go ahead and say that. Say that with Will Gorse. We'll see if anybody corrects us.
Will Gorse there with the run up the middle.
We hope.
If we hope, with a gain of like 14. A run to the outside is the ball is knocked loose. Yeah, Rockets keep that one. Just fell right back onto it. It's about a minute left. Move them back again.
Yeah, first down.
Yeah.
Just like that, it's another first down.
Yeah. A handoff to the outside is taken down just before the line of scrimmage. 30 seconds ticking off here. Second and 11. Moved over to the left hash. A handoff up the middle. Gain of about 5. Time expires. Sides will flop here with SC moving over to the defensive side and Stanley moving over to the offensive side. Another 12-minute session, and we'll be back here in a little bit once they resume.
Good. And we're back. It's taught that by my good friend Scott Wojcik over the last couple weeks. Okay, so offense-defense switch. Charlie will retake the reins on the camera here. And it'll be the Orioles on offense here for the first time today as the pitch comes to the near side. And able to get the edge there was number 23 and whistled down and now taken down. So I took a trip outside in between those sessions. By the way, Jason Zaleski here, and I'm talking to Charlie Moore, who was talking to you just a minute ago. Took a walk outside just a little bit ago, and there are a lot of people here. There are a lot of people. I was, as you can tell, maybe surprised. I don't know there'd be that many people here watching, but yeah, it's an event. Football back in Wisconsin. First time that any of these teams are going against somebody with a different colored helmet on. So they call that a scrimmage. These are 12-minute sessions. You can run as many plays as you can. It's all you can eat football for 12 minutes. And Spencer Columbus just had their offensive set for 12 minutes. Now the Stanley-Boyd Orioles on the field for their 12 minutes, which they are 1 minute 5 seconds into. And a 4-receiver set, and the pass is tipped and falls incomplete across the middle. Again, if you're just joining us, there is no such thing as a scrimmage roster. These are all practice numbers, practice jerseys, and back when I played, every now and then you would just grab any shirt as you're heading out the locker room and put it over your pads. So there is no way to keep track of the numbers. Yeah, maybe some guys keep the same number, but I remember us, we would just kind of grab a shirt off the pile and stick it over our pads. Nice one-handed grab here on the outside, and the Orioles in for the score. And a big roar of approval from those, and there are quite a few here from the Stanley-Boyd area, as the one-handed grab and then a little sidestep and into the end zone, and the Orioles take it down in under 2 minutes and score on the Rockets. Let's do this, Charlie. Let's turn it back to the other side of the field. Take a look at Neillsville and Marathon. Neillsville at the 5-yard line, looks like a 2nd and goal and a pass. And now the quarterback steps up in the pocket and will run for a couple yards. So it's going to be 3rd and goal upcoming from the 2-yard line. Again, this is our practice day, and practice day for us and practice day for them as we get ready for our big season opener. I believe it's 9 games next week on the schedule. The schedule exists out here somewhere. I should probably just read it. Then I would know. But over 80 football games during the regular season live right here at Zaleski Sports, including every Neillsville Warrior football game. So we show you the Neillsville Warrior offense now. Neillsville-Granton Warrior offense, my apologies, as the counter up the inside, and the Warriors are in for the touchdown. So 3rd and goal, and they scamper in from 2 yards out. And they will reset, and Charlie will reset our camera back to the Stanley-Boyd Spencer Columbus side, where the Orioles fumbled a handoff just a moment ago and are backed up now 2nd and long from their own 44-yard line. So over 80 regular season football games live right here at Zaleski Sports. Playoffs to follow. A very good chance. So we'll have over 100 football games alone all over the state of Wisconsin. Over 700 high school sporting events broadcast at Zaleski Sports on the plan right now. That's for the entire school year. Again, over 700 games will be seen live right here at Zaleski Sports. It is going to be a fantastic school year. But, yeah, over 80 regular season football games, and it's Spencer Columbus on Thursday. And that's one of the reasons we're here. Take a close-up look at the 2021 Rockets and see what they're all about. They punched in once during their 12 minutes, didn't they, Charlie? One? Okay, that's pretty good. Little scramble to roll out here, and the pass will fall incomplete. So now I'll look up that schedule that I keep talking about and that I don't know about. But I will know about it soon. Maybe it's this email right here. This looks like something I've seen before. There we go. Glenwood City at Spencer Columbus, Pittsville at Augusta. That's Thursday as we warm it up and kick it off on our 2021-22 high school sports calendar. A quick pass out here to the near side and brought back inside and then tackled by the defensive back. On fourth down, it'll be a turnover on downs, but again, it's a running clock, and you just run as many offensive plays as you can in the 8 minutes. Every time you're stopped on fourth down or a touchdown, the ball gets spotted on the 40, as it is now, and you start again at 1st and 10. And then on Friday, Marshfield at Fond du Lac, Assumption Catholic at DeSoto, Stratford at Mosinee, Colby at Neilsville, Anago at Amherst, and Pacelli at Wyowega. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8. It's pretty good, though, to start the season with 8 football games. I don't see anything wrong with that. Again, on Thursday, Glenwood City at Spencer Columbus, Pittsville at Augusta. On Friday, it's Marshfield at Fond du Lac, Assumption is at DeSoto, Stratford at Mosinee. That's a cute game right there. Stratford at Mosinee. Make sure to check in on that one. Colby at Neilsville, Anago at Amherst, and Pacelli at Wyowega. And then we also have the Wisconsin Baseball Association State Tournament on Friday, and we'll bring you 2 of those games. So 10 broadcasts overall during those 29 hours. That's just a stupid number. Just stupid. 6 minutes left here in Stanley's offensive set. And then after this, then the JV squads come on. And then the headsets will come off. We won't entertain you during the JV. Another flag, a couple of flags. This one will go on the Orioles, and they'll be backed up 5 yards on the procedural penalty. But thanks for tuning in wherever you are, wherever you may be. Probably skipping out on work to watch this. And figure out if you can figure out the numbers out there. You probably know, you do know better than we do who's out there, and the names under the jerseys. Big run here for the Orioles down the sideline, and that will go the distance. That is about a 33-yard touchdown run for the Orioles, their second touchdown of this offensive period for Stanley-Boyd. And that one happened right in front of Coach Gorst on the Spencer Columbus sideline. Actually, Coach Gorst is in the end zone now, but happened right in front of the Rockets sideline. So they had a very good look at the defensive breakdown there. The defensive malfunction, and the 2-point conversion is good for the Orioles as well. Thanks to Travis Schindler for having us here, hosting us today. We'll turn it back to Neilsville Marathon. Let's see what's going on over there. Can we see? I know one for sure. 73 is Mason Renz. That much I know. Got to know Mason over the last couple of years over Neilsville Granton Warrior football, Neilsville basketball. I actually once famously traded Mason Renz before a basketball game. Tell you about that here in just a second as the handoff comes up the middle for the Warriors. Warriors have had a couple nice offensive plays here against Marathon, which we're just over halfway. We're about 60% through this offensive series. Make sure I get all the names right here as I tell this story. As it looks like on the other end, we'll keep it over here though, but another long touchdown run for the Orioles against the Rockets on the other side, as another 5-yard run by the Warriors. Basketball player for Neilsville, kind of a 3-point shooter last year. Big score, had 1,000 points last year. Trunkle, there you go. Trunkle. What was his first name? Braden Trunkle. Okay, see, I moved from one season to the next, and I wipe all the names out of my memory. I once traded Mason Renz for Braden Trunkle before a Neilsville game against Auburndale. I don't know that the trade was fully completed as an interception thrown in the corner of the end zone. Nice pick there by the Marathon defender. At that time, Mason was on the JV squad, and I took a look at Mason. He's about 6'6", and we were having a nice chat. Seemed like a nice enough kid. And then Braden Trunkle was over in the corner, probably mouthing off or something else. And so I traded. I said, all right, Braden, you're going to JV, and Mason, you're coming up to varsity today to play. And Mason was all for it. I don't know that the coach approved it, but it was the trade I made. No, but listen, both good kids. Braden, a little bit of a stylist on the basketball court, I guess you could say. It's kind of a next level, mover shaker out on the basketball court. Mason more of a humble, just going to get down to business out here type of a student athlete. They come in all shapes and sizes, folks. Had a great time with both of them during their careers, and we get to see Mason here for one more year. Mason, I mentioned earlier in that the lone win that Neillsville Granton had last year came at the hands and the expertise of Mason Renz. Had a game-sealing strip sack of the quarterback, or a fumble of some sort. I think it was against the quarterback, though, and sealed up the victory against the Osseo Fairchild Thunder that day. And Mason on the inside abused defenders, down low defenders in the Clover Belt all year last year. Controlled he's a paint controller is what he is. And out here, he's an interior line controller. I see he's playing left guard here today for Neillsville Granton. And certainly one to watch for the Warriors this year. And the fumble there is, well, fumbled. Coming up next, as we near the end of this session, it'll be Loyal and Marathon, and Spencer Columbus and Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser. And that'll be our second and final half of our practice broadcast here today. But it looks like practice is going pretty well. We'll probably give the headset back to Charlie for the next. Well, they're going to have that JV session too, so I promised we would keep the talking off. Another interception. Marathon defenders able to get their hands on a couple and bring in a couple interceptions. Nicely done. Those sandwiched around a Neillsville Granton touchdown run in this offensive set that will come to an end here in just a couple seconds. Other scrimmages that are live right now, we've got our focus team Marshfield, the Marshfield Tigers over in Eau Claire. And that one is getting ready or just about to get underway. And I take a peek in there now, and it looks like, yeah, Marshfield on the field right now. So you get scrimmage over at Carson Park in Eau Claire. The Marshfield Tigers, our focus team there, and another big run for the Orioles on the other side as the session ends. And that's the football version of the buzzer beater there. So, all right, we're told JV is coming up. So Charlie's going to play a couple commercials, and we'll show you the JV scrimmage when we return. So, clear the camera there. Serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauernfeind Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Get a jump start on college or speed up your degree with a transferable class from Mid-State Technical College this summer. There are 130 classes to choose from, online or in person, taught by instructors who are experts in their field. Get info on the Mid-State Technical College summer classes at mstc.edu.
All right, JV practice is just concluding, as you can plainly see on the field. That'll bring the varsity squads back onto the field as we go into session number 2 of this scrimmage here at Stanley-Boyd High School. Again, thanks to Nick and Travis for having us here today, making sure we're comfortable and have everything we need up here. Everything minus a couple of juicy cheeseburgers and some sodas, but everything else they've got here for us. Charlie and I were just talking about juicy cheeseburger. Coming up, we've got Loyal and Marathon, and Spencer Columbus and Shatek Weyerhaeuser. And Shatek Weyerhaeuser will easily be seen with their purple jerseys on out there. But Shatek Weyerhaeuser will hit the field for the first time in this session. And the last time for us, we'll be on the air for the full 2 12-minute sessions here. Offense for Shatek Weyerhaeuser first, and then Spencer Columbus on offense thereafter. Last year for Shatek Weyerhaeuser, it was a season to forget, as they went 0-6 on the year, dropping games to Northwestern, Cumberland, Spooner, Barron, Cameron, and St. Croix Falls. Shatek Weyerhaeuser averaging just over 3 points per game. So that will not get the job done in any sport, but the good thing about sports is you always get next year. So for Shatek Weyerhaeuser, the Bulldogs, this is next year, or at least the start of it, and hopefully for them the start of something new and better. New and better than last year was concerned anyway. Shatek Weyerhaeuser participates in the Heart of North Conference. And Spencer Columbus, and Charlie, you can go ahead and rezoom that in. Zoom our camera in and get back to our varsity level. We zoomed it all the way out for the JV kids, just so we can see the button right here. Press that. Yep. There you go. A little bit out. That's pretty good right there. So, yeah, so Shatek Weyerhaeuser will head to offense here as they look to get off to a good start here in 2021. Spencer Columbus last year finished with a mark of 5-3. Had a very impressive win over in Amherst during the season. The last game of the year ended against Cumberland. It was a 42-8 Cumberland win in that first postseason exhibition game. Again, it's a shame. And it is what it is. It was what it was. But football, the only sport last year during the high school season that didn't have a championship series, which was a bummer. And I still can't figure out why. Makes no sense. Every other sport got one. So I don't know. And I was never given a reason. I asked a lot of people, and they all said we don't know either. Spencer Columbus started off the year with a 27-8 win at Nakusa. We had that game live here at Zaleski Sports. And then just a wild game against Manawa, 51-9 game that we chronicled with a big interview session that we had with a number of the key players from that game. Just a wild game. And then another game we had at Zaleski Sports last year was a defeat to the Stratford Tigers, 28-0. Stratford with that win at Spencer Columbus last year, lost to Shiocton 26-22. As the Bulldogs start outside, cut back inside, a flag comes in from the defensive backfield, which is almost assuredly a hold on the Bulldogs. Rockets beat Wittenberg-Burnhamwood 28-12 on October 23rd, then took care of the Waiawega-Fremont Indians 32-21. And then that big win against Amherst to end the regular season, 30-29. Spencer Columbus hung on to take care of the Amherst Falcons. And then, as I said, lost to Cumberland 42-8 to end the year last year. A good year for the Rockets. Some Rocket fans out there will say, we've done better. Yeah, it's true. Good year. All things considered, it was a wacky year last year. Back to the varsity here again. They practice while we practice, practicing our broadcast. We've got 4 scrimmages live right now. Here, DC Everest, Eau Claire, and Appleton East. As we take a look here at Spencer Columbus, at Everest, we're keeping an eye on Stratford. In Eau Claire, we keep a watch on Marshfield, and Appleton East, we're taking a peek at Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln and other Valley, Fox Valley Football Association schools over in Appleton East. We were scheduled to be at Gerke for Pacelli scrimmage, but that was canceled. So we took that crew out to Appleton, and they get to have some fun over in Appleton East today. And again, thanks to everybody for hosting us today. Schools all across the area able to host us and understand that we need the practice. That way, when the regular season hits in 6 days, we're able to hit the ground running. That's the whole idea here. Joe and Chris Anderson up at Carson Park giving you that Marshfield scrimmage. Marshfield Tigers football back in action. And R. McElhaney in the chat box over at Eau Claire said exactly what I did. He says on the chat box, read it word for word, looks like this is a good-sized crowd attendance to watch the scrimmage. There is a ton of people here in Stanley watching this scrimmage, and it's great to see. I don't remember there being people at scrimmages before. Maybe there were. I don't know. We get pretty zoned in. We get pretty focused when we're doing our work. So maybe there was. I just can't remember any. Anyway, yeah, so those 4 scrimmages going on now. At 3:30, you'll watch Pittsfield, Nakusa, and others at 3:30. And then you'll watch Amherst at 4 o'clock. All those scrimmages, 6 in total. All right, here at Zaleski Sports as we send all of our broadcast crews out to get a good practice session in. Make sure that we're tip-top come next week. Again, welcome back to those of you who were MIA during the JV practice session. We do 12-minute sessions here. It's all-you-can-eat offense for 12 minutes, and then they flip. Then the other team, in this case the Rockets, go on offense for 12 minutes. That Rocket defense has been up to the challenge here against the Bulldogs in this second scrimmage. Our second and last, by the way. We will go off-air after this scrimmage is done because I think we got it all squared away. Charlie? Yeah. Again, Jason Zaleski, Charlie Moore here. Yeah, we think we got it dialed in. And it looks like they got it dialed in over in Eau Claire. Matt and Gavin. Matt Dickinson, Gavin Zellick over at DC Everest to getting things fine-tuned over there. And then Cale Jacoby, Vinny Villarreal over at Appleton East. We'll get their practice session underway. And again, we got to practice too. I think people don't realize that. We just don't fall out of bed and be good at this. We had training all week, all staff training all week long, and then we head out here to the various press boxes and see if we learned anything. So the schedule next week, Thursday, Glenwood City at Spencer Columbus, Pittsville at Augusta. And those are games that count. And then Friday, Marshfield at Fond du Lac, Assumption Catholic at DeSoto, Stratford at Mosinee, Colby at Neilsville, Anago at Amherst, Pacelli at Wyowega, all live at ZaleskiSports.com. And as I go through that schedule, and then I tell you more than 80 regular season football games we broadcast live right here, you'll say, yeah, okay, I guess I understand now. Zaleski, you're just going to go ahead and broadcast every game. Yeah, pretty much. That's the idea. This one is lofted to the end zone and going to be called in and caught, and the Bulldogs are in for the touchdown. All right. See, that's why we practice. I get to get into that little, I don't know, whatever that call was there, but I get to do it. That was fancy. That ball was just heaved up in the air. There, I get to even listen to myself on a replay. It was just thrown up in the air. It was a Hail Mary, but it worked. It might have been 4th down. I'm not even looking at the down marker, but that may have been why. Yeah, that was crazy talk there. But he caught it, and he threw it up so high that the Rocket defense was still running down the field, and kind of an unintentional fade. As look at we got some sort of a newspaper reporter guy here. What in the world is he doing here? I didn't know there were still newspapers, but there he is. And he's doing something here, so good for him. Yeah, everybody's here. He's probably looking up at us like, why are they here? That's the Stanley newspaper? Yeah. Oh, okay. Good, okay. Does that come out once a week? Yeah, the weekly newspaper here in Stanley. All right. Fumble on, the ball's on the ground, and the Rockets will recover. Yeah, like I said, I'm being fair. He probably look up at us and say, what the world are they doing here? All right, listen, it's a great time to come in, get a look at these teams, figuring out what's going on. Again, Loyal and Marathon are practicing to our left. As soon as we hit the end of this session, we'll turn it over there. We'll watch Loyal on offense for a little bit. But we'll end this offensive session for the Bulldogs. Those Spencer Rocket fans watching, you got to see your Rockets on offense already. So we won't go to Loyal for the whole thing, but we'll check in on the Hounds. Saw Coach Chris Lindner here before we all started. I gave him a hard time. I told him he was here doing some illegal scouting because the list that was sent to me of the participants today, that was sent about a week and a half ago, didn't have Loyal on it, so they must have been a late ad. So I thought he was here just sneaking around, getting a look at all the teams. I gave him a hard time about it, but no, he was just here with his team. So it's all right. Chris can take it. He gives me a hard time too, so I think it's fair in that way. So about 3.5 plus minutes left. Again, the Bulldogs have scored once. It was a miracle touchdown. I'll just say it. It was, but it was fun. It was a fun touchdown. Yeah, Bulldogs taking a lot of time here. Coaches right on the field for these scrimmages, so they get some extra coaching that way. Little pass to the outside, caught by the Bulldog receiver, still on his feet, and it takes about 5 Rockets to bring him down. Nice job there by everybody. Haven't heard a whole lot of noise to our left, so I don't think we missed anything between Loyal and the Marathon. But again, our team of focus here are the Spencer Columbus Rockets. That's because every Rockets game will be broadcast live right here on Zaleski Sports, your exclusive home for Spencer Columbus Rockets football. All home and away games, all playoff games, and hey, who knows? Maybe a trip to state. Is it too early to say that? I don't know. I'm out of control today. I'm just pretty excited about football. But yeah, I'm a little bit out of control. And it's really cool, my view, because I get to watch 2 different offensive plays going on at the same time. And looks like a big block came in there from the outside. May have even been a blindside block, which is an illegal situation with no flag thrown over there on the outside. Let them play, refs. Let them play. And they do. Again, scrimmage here. 4 scrimmages going on across the network right now. Eau Claire, Appleton, Wausau, and here in Stanley. I think by the time it's all said and done during the day, we've got 6 scrimmages across the network today. We'll probably see over 30 teams just today alone. It's just crazy stupid. Who ever thought of this? That's what I want to know. Who's in charge around here? Somebody's got to haul him into the loony bin. So we got about a 4th and 6 here for the Bulldogs as they got a minute and a half left of offensive plays. And whistle, and it's a delay of game. Yeah, there was all kinds of motion on this near side over here, and the back judge finally calls a delay of game. And they'll back him up 5 yards, which will be, you start on the 40. So again, it's 12-minute session. You get 12 minutes to run all the offensive plays you want. And the session starts on the 40. All first downs are ball spotted on the 40. So after turnover on downs or a touchdown, the ball gets placed back on the 40. Otherwise, it's normal football rules here in this scrimmage format. And down to the last couple plays here are the Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. This one is floated out here to the outside. And no bueno. So turnover on downs. Ball gets spotted on the 40, and the down marker gets flipped back to first. So the Bulldogs have 1, maybe 2 plays. They'll get 1 here for sure. Maybe 2. Other than that, just a beautiful day outside. My phone tells me that it's 68 degrees. That sounds about right. Slight breeze coming in from the west. The humidity is completely gone from the area. It was humid over the weekend into the week. I was told there were some tornadoes in the area on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. I didn't see any. Yeah, that's what I was told. So 0's on the clock. We'll see if the Bulldogs run one more offensive play, and they will not. So as they switch sides, we'll switch sides as well. We'll take it over here to Marathon and Loyal. And they are probably just wrapping up, but we're going to keep it over here for a little bit. Looks like Marathon might run one more offensive play. They've got a 4th and 2 from about the 11-yard line, so they're going to let them run one more play down there and then reset the clock to 12. It's a full quarter to 12, so that makes sense now. 12-minute quarters. Yeah. Clock doesn't stop, though. All right, so we got Marathon here in a 4th and 2 from the 11. We got motion here to the near side. The pitch goes to the motion man as he slips out of one tackle, and we'll have enough for the first down, and that will bring Marathon Red Raiders offensive set to an end. And now we'll have Charlie practice on the down and distance here for the next few minutes. Yeah, just based on my call. They're not putting it on the scoreboard, but I'll just say it. That'll be the end of our practice. Talk about practice, man. Not a game. Talk about practice. Allen Iverson, right? Talk about practice. It was just a great interview that Iverson gave that day. He was late and or missing practices. Philadelphia 76er at the time. Really good basketball player. I don't know, top 20 point guards of all time. You could argue for more than that. I'll give you top 20. But yeah, he was, he was a stylish guy. He's had a lot of flair. As they say these days, had a lot of drip. Had a lot of flair, though. Back in the 90s, we called it flair. And, he got to a point where the stardom kind of took over and decided when and where he was going to go to practice. So the press asked him about that. And he said, we're talking about practice, man, practice. We're not talking about a game. We're talking about practice. So his thought was, well, I'm the best there ever's been, so I don't have to practice. I just show up to the game. That was what was going through his mind. I understand a little bit of it, but it's a team sport, and the rest of your team is practicing. They need to know how you're going to act during the game, and you find that out during practice. So, Alan, you got to be at practice. Let's change it to the second quarter. We'll kind of play the game here a little bit. So the first quarter was Marathon. Now the second quarter will be Loyal with the ball, and pay no attention to the logos on the screen. We don't have to worry about those. People understand what's going on here. But all right, Loyal Greyhounds. We'll see Loyal a couple times this season, so I thought this would be worthwhile to show you Loyal's, or at least part of their offensive set, and we'll swing it back to Spencer Columbus. We'll show you the first 5-6 Greyhound plays, and I'll just kind of vocally tell you what's going on with the Rockets, but I think we know what's going to happen over there. Pretty good idea. This run comes up the middle, little cross-buck action there. Coach Lindner. Coach is going to call about 99% run plays during the course of a season. Hounds are a running team. Well, listen, they're Greyhounds, so they're going to run. I don't know about you. I've never seen a Greyhound dog pass a football before, but I've seen a Greyhound dog run. Now, these Hounds run, and they've had some good running backs through the years. A couple of Buchanans every now and then. Shemansky. It's just recent memory, right? But the Hounds running attack goes back a long, long ways. Another run here, a little counter action off the right guard. A couple of yards picked up there. So it's 3rd and 5, Charlie. 3rd and 5 here. As Charlie gets some good practice on down and distance. Look, you already had the 2nd and 6, though. You're all over it, dude. The down marker says 2, but it's 3rd. Yep, so the down marker's in practice. Actually, it's one of the football players holding the down marker. So, okay, now he's got 3rd down. He's like, listen, I play football. I don't switch downs. I don't know what are you talking about? So the Hounds on their 3rd offensive play. And it's a little sprint out, roll out to the right, and we'll tuck and run, and the Red Raiders will be there for a small gain on the play. It'll be a gain of about 1, bring up 4th down for the Hounds. So I know when I bring Charlie Moore here, he's a celebrity. Now he's giving out autographs. That's pretty nice. Yeah. So See, Charlie brings out. He brings out. I mean, all the cameras now, the bright lights. Man, oh man, Charlie, you said you knew the mayor in town, so this makes sense now. I believe you now. I believe you now. Nope, it's everybody here is getting good practice. We're practicing for our broadcast for the season, so getting a little bit of practice here. Trying to get back in the swing of things. And we're just about done. We got 9 minutes left, and then we're going off air, and we're heading home. But motion man for the Hounds on 4th down, and the give comes up the middle. It'll be a first down for the Hounds. Gain of about 10 on the play, bring up 1st and 10 for Coach Lindner's Hounds here in 2021. And the Rockets fumble on the other side, fumble recovered by the Bulldogs. So not quite the romp I thought it was going to be on that side, so perhaps Bulldogs are just defense heavy. We'll swing the camera back over there in a couple minutes. Yeah, the camera's got a mind of its own at times. But, 1st and 10 for the Hounds, and a fumble, and this will be picked up by Marathon. The missed handoff, and Coach Lindner hands on hips, and that stare. When he gives that stare, you do not want to walk back in the huddle. I don't even want to come near him now, and I don't even play for him. I mean, those eyes shoot right through you. Remember a few years back, one of our beginner reporters after a game, and we'll turn it back to Spencer Columbus now as the ball on the turnover gets reset back to the 50 for the Hounds. So we'll show you for the next 7 minutes. We'll show you what you came here to see. Spencer Columbus Rockets on offense. But a few years back, it was one of this reporter's first games, and out in Loyal, the Hounds lost that day. Coach was highly upset, and gets interviewed, and another fumble for the Rockets, and this one though picked up by the Rockets. Last fumble was turned over to the Bulldogs. So 2 fumbles in the last 4 plays for the Rockets here as it brings up 3rd and about 8. Anyway, this reporter came back and was very upset because Coach Lindner was upset, and Coach was, listen, it's serious business out here sometimes, and first time interviewing the losing coach, and the losing coach was not happy. And they missed snap, and Will Gorst, Johnny on the spot there, he was going to get the handoff anyway, but able to bring it in, and a little bit slow coming up is Will, and Will may need some extra time coming up. Yeah, he had to snag that ball as it popped out of the quarterback's hands. It was a high snap, popped out of the quarterback's hands, and then over right into Will. We believe that's Will. And again, if whoever it was before was shouting, "Yeah, Will," when number 40 had the ball, so we're assuming it's Will. Again, we're given no rosters here. So while they're tending to number 40, Charlie, we'll swing it back over here to Loyal. We'll let them get him all repaired. So 2nd and 10 now for Loyal. There we go. I believe anyway. Yep. So we got 6 minutes left here in this practice session. 6 minutes left here of our broadcast, as a matter of fact. And the handoff goes to the up back, and whoever 88 there is in that practice jersey for the Hounds is going to be a handful come regular season. It looks like anyway. Going to be a tough guy to bring down. We'll show you one more Loyal play, then it looks like the Rockets are back at it. But we'll show you that in just a minute. We'll let Loyal run one more play here. As the Rockets turnover on downs, so they're going to take a little bit of time to reset that ball over there anyway. Check in on Stratford and DC Everest. Yep, still going at it. As the run to the outside. So back to the Rockets now. Okay, very good. So 1st and, 1st and 15. So there was a flag. So 1st and 15. So Charlie can update that on the score panel. And handoff to the outside. Lead blocker is there, and tailback will rumble ahead, about a gain of 6, maybe 7 on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 8 upcoming. Just making up stuff as we go. And ball carrier a little bit slow to get up, and he does what all of us have done a little bit. Charlie, you probably have done this, maybe basketball or soccer. Right, your ankle tweaks or maybe the toe got stepped on. So while you're getting up and you're waiting for that pain to wear off, you'll kind of adjust your sock a little bit, right, and just let that pain subside. And that's what was going on there. We've all done it. It's a very common technique, just to waste some time and let that numbness set in as your toe got stepped on. Big run there. I'll tell you what, that Bulldog defense is good. The Bulldog defense playing really good right now. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Rockets. 3:40 left here in their practice session. Yeah, it's a good thing we're done in less than 4 minutes, because this is the time where Jason gets into story mode and start talking about Van Halen and Motley Crue or whatever. So this is ending exactly at the right time. 3rd and 5 for the Rockets, and play action pass, and got a man open to the outside. There it is. The connection's made on the outside. Still on his feet, rumbling and pushing through one would-be Bulldog tackler, and a first down for the Rockets. Nice little catch and run on the other side. A nice catch made over by the Greyhounds, as they'll be 1st and goal from inside the 5-yard line. All right, so we got a 1st and 10 from about the 13-yard line, and the handoff comes up the middle, twisting forward the ball carrier. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 upcoming. But see, Charlie, this is life, just hanging out, watching football. I don't know what could be better than this. I have no idea. I've told people before, I've done some other things. This is the best there is, by far. Handoff now, come around right tackle and drop for a loss. Again, that Bulldog defense, I'm telling you. You're in the Heart of North Conference, and a flag comes in late to maybe a face mask on the tackle, but that would be unfortunate. It was, though. Yeah, face mask. So it's going to be 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Rockets. So you just put a G in there. That takes care of that. Yep. And then just click somewhere else outside of there. Oh, yeah, it came in. Yep, you're good. Okay. Yeah, so 1st and goal for the Rockets on the unfortunate face mask there, as I was just talking nice about the Bulldog defense. You're in the Heart of North Conference. I don't know about all the teams up there. Matter of fact, a couple of those teams really made me upset a couple of years ago. But Bulldog defense looks pretty good. At that time, the Rockets rip right through the Bulldog defense and in for the score. It's a Spencer Columbus Rockets touchdown. And Coach Gorst, as we'll see him here in the red top on the left side there, is telling his guys to sprint back and get lined up, because they're going to have less than a minute, and he wants to run a few more plays. It's a running clock. You get 12 minutes, and it's just all you can eat plays. You just run as many as you can in those 12 minutes. And for us here, we're gonna close up shop here in about a minute. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope you had a little bit of fun. Get your juices flowing for football. We'll take you through next week's schedule before we go off air. We'll do that for you one more time. Hit me, baby, one more time. So I'm telling you, Charlie sees it now. I'm getting into the loopy part of the broadcast. And a Bulldog sack. Wow. All right. I'm impressed, as you can tell. I'm impressed with the Bulldog defense. I've only seen just a couple two-tree rocket passes here in this session. We'll see if Coach Gorst uncorks one here, which could be the last play, and will not. And another fumble. This is the 3rd time the Rockets have fumbled here in this quarter, and that will bring it to an end, I believe. Let's see if they let them run more. We've seen it a couple times now. They let them do one more play, but Coach Gorst not going to be happy with the fumbles on this offensive set. Yep, but that will do it. So we're going to run through the schedule one more time, and then Charlie will hit the camera fade to black. But here it is, the schedule for next week Football. Starting on Thursday, Glenwood City at Spencer Columbus, Pittsville at Augusta, and then on Friday, Marshfield at Fond du Lac, Assumption Catholic at DeSoto, Stratford at Mosinee, Colby at Neelsville, Anago at Amherst, Pacelli at Wyowega, and just for more fun, we're going to bring you 2 Wisconsin Baseball Association state tournament games, 8 football games, 10 broadcasts in total between Thursday and Friday. It is going to be a great week and a great year as we start our schedule, our football schedule. Over 80 football games on the schedule, over 700 sports events all school year long right here at Zaleski Sports. For Charlie Moore, Jason Zaleski, have a great day, everybody. More scrimmages later, 3:30 and 4 o'clock. ZaleskiSports.com lead you the rest of the way.